Maxwell Hairston just became a Buffalo Bill, but long before he was selected 30th overall, he had the best hands in the land at West Bloomfield High School. I'm Tyler Keefe, play-by-play announcer for Laker football, and here's the story of Mad Max. Hairston won a Michigan Division I state title at West Bloomfield back in 2020, part of a star-studded team that featured fellow 2025 prospects like Donovan Edwards. From day one as a Laker, coaches like Zach Hilbers noticed some of Maxwell's best off-field traits, always bringing a strong energy to the locker room and a larger-than-life personality.
If you remember him at that age, man, it was the big smile and a scrawny little body, and he was always happy and joking, and he filled out and grew up a little bit, but as you can see from TV last night and his interviews the last couple months, the smile's always still there. So I'm glad that's still there, because it was always the first thing everyone saw like when you first met him.
So how does a cornerback with a smaller frame make it all the way to the SEC and then eventually into the first round of the NFL draft? Well, it's all about what's done behind the scenes. Here's what Maxwell had to say back in 2019 about some of his favorite hobbies off the football field.
You gotta watch film. I'll take a break, but I gotta get back to the film.
Retired Lakers assistant coach Daryl Bingham agrees what always set Maxwell apart and ultimately got him to the NFL was his elite work ethic.
And the great thing about Max actually is probably as good of a basketball player as he is a football player. And to see him make the leap and excel in football at the level that he has, it's just baffling. His NFL combine was, like the kid said, he's about to put on a show, and he did exactly that. And that's the one thing I love about Max. Max isn't a competitor.
As the 30th overall pick, Maxwell Hairston became the highest drafted Laker in program history and the first to ever be selected in round number 1. A pick being celebrated deep into the Laker bloodline and the Bills Mafia.
So I guess on a personal note, my dad's from Buffalo, and he's like the happiest guy in the world. If you know anybody from that part of Western New York, like they're a special, tight-knit group of people. So he feels like it's already part of his family.
So how can that next scrawny, undersized cornerback at the high school level make his way into the college ranks and eventually into the NFL? Mad Max himself told me his best advice for the next generation back at his signing day all the way back in 2019.
I would just say, don't give up, compete, and just let things fall into place. Don't ever get discouraged because something's not going your way, because you never know what God has in store for you. And I learned that because I used to get discouraged, like, man, I'm not seeing the field as much as I want to, this and that. But all I had to do was just put my head down and go to work, and it paid off.
With pro Matthew Judon's 99 already retired at WB, perhaps the next one going up in the rafters is Mad Max's 22.